What's going on? I'm super excited about this new workflow that I just came up with, and I can't wait to share it with you. Let's get into it. What is going on? Welcome to this channel. I just came up with a new workflow that I was able to piece together, and there's a lot of different things involved, so we'll probably have to break this up into a few different videos. Yet I'll just give you the overview and then see what kind of questions I get, and then kind of go from there. So there's a couple different things to cover, and I don't want to get you lost either. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And basically, if you guys are unfamiliar with ChatGPT, you can create your own custom ChatGPTs, and why that would be important. So if you're doing certain types of projects that are along the same centerpiece, right? If you were doing something for your business and then you wanted to not have to explain yourself every time you have a new project or a new email response that comes in, oh, I've already told you how much my price sheets are. I've already told you what my workflow is. I've already, you don't have to type that in every time you go to a new custom GPT. So when I share my screen, that'll have to be a separate video for another time. Right now I'm working on what I got going on. So with a custom GPT, right, you can give it all these different instructions and how you want it to operate. And basically I have one for the, the coaching / YouTube channel, right? And then I was super worried that it wouldn't remember all the, developments as you move along. So that's another thing too. When you make your own custom GPT, you can only give it a certain amount of instructions, and then you upload PDFs to have another knowledge base. And let's say you're working along with it and you're like, oh, I like my jokes to be punchier. And then it makes a note to have a punchier joke. And then every time you start with a new GPT, it's a fresh memory. And I didn't want to lose all the developments and nuances as we start to, develop this GPT. So I asked it, I was like, well, how can we not lose our, developments? And then it was like, oh, you can make a ledger. So that becomes another spider web of how you want your GPT to respond, right? So if it's not giving you the right responses that you're looking for, you can always update it and nudge it, give it new information, tell it what you like, and then as new developments occur, you want it to keep updating to be current, so that you don't have to go back and keep backtracking, it feels like, when you're giving it more information. So that'll have to be another video all on its own. So as I share my screen, right, the way it works is I have a memory ledger, and then I can just go I can just copy it and then paste it into this, Coach Got King AI GPT. So now it's like you preloaded something that you've already preloaded. So, okay, I just want you to understand that I didn't skip over all those steps. Those are things I've been working on over the last couple of weeks. And then now it understands, all the nuances I've had over the last couple of weeks, because every time I'm done with the session, it makes a new ledger for me. So with that in mind, let's get to the workflow. So here's what I'm going to need. I'm going to need a workflow that I'm working on, and basically this is how it's going to work. I'm working on Reels, and I want to have image prompts to start off with, like 3 to 4 image prompts of me of a talking head that I'll load into Leonardo AI, and then later I'll put those into HeyGen so that I can then later piece them together to make a reel. Now, the point of these reels are to point people to the YouTube channel, or to point people to the business, AIBusinessInspection.com, so that we can, grow a YouTube channel and be able to scale these reels so that the workflow is more of a seamless process. So just so you have the clear vision, I'm going to need a dialogue that's 30 to 45 seconds, that's compelling, that has jokes, and then we're going to have a theme of this one of different service-based industry. So basically we're going to have one who's a dog groomer, we're going to have one guy who's a plumber, another guy who is a landscaper, and then one more as a construction worker. So give me image prompts for all of those service-based business services, and then after that, provide me with a short dialogue, and it points everybody to sit down with me at AIBusinessInspection.com, and then we can show you how to implement AI into your workflow or into your business, so that you don't have to wear too many hats or have too many different responsibilities. Now, the point of having all these different service-based looks using my reference as me as these different service-based professions, is that it works for all of these different services. So they don't have to, it doesn't matter if they're a dog groomer or a construction worker or a handyman or a plumber. It all works the same, because a lead comes in, you respond to them, and then you book their service. So basically, we're providing the backbone AI of the in-house marketing and handling leads. So again, this is just a short 30 to 45 second, but that's the vision of the project. So basically, while that's thinking about rendering out the commands that I gave it, now I gave it a lot of commands all at once because I've been working with it for a while. It should be able to produce those pretty easy. Now, with that in mind, we're going to show you the rest of the workflow on how to make the reels, or at least get the content to make the reels. I'm not trying to make this an hour-long video. Probably more idea to get the AI working inside of the business versus like doing the creative content stuff, depending on what the business is. So now that it's given me that, let me show you a little bit about how it works with Leonardo AI. So when you go to Leonardo AI, you can give it an image, because I want all these images to kind of reference me. So I've already loaded a few, and then now I could just go to Chat GPT, which gave me the prompts, and these prompts are going to be hopefully pretty good because I've been working with this AI and this chatbot for quite some time. So right now it's going to give me a few image prompts. So it's working on those. As it's doing that, I'm going to have it generate different images of me doing service-based jobs or services. So that was 4. I don't need any more than that when you're doing like a 30 to 45 second video anyway. Okay, so with the script, we go to HeyGen, copy that. Well, we first make sure we like it. All right, so look, if you're a dog groomer, or plumber, landscaper, or construction, your business, into construction, your business is the same movie. A lead comes in, you reply fast, you book the job, but most business owners do this instead. They respond when they get a second, which is code for never. And then you're wearing 12 hats. I'm already wearing one. I'm not taking yours too. Here's the deal. We set up AI, go high level. You don't need to mention go high level. You don't need to mention go high level. So it's just going to go, and again, you just correct it. I mean, the people that I'm advertising to, they're not going to know what go high level is. And then, of course, let's beef up the jokes. I spent a whole 20 minutes with this thing beefing up jokes, and I feel like it just forgets that. All right, so it gave me that. And then now we go to HeyGen. So I've already done a few of these just to play around with it, and I'm kind of excited about it. So once you have a HeyGen account, you can do your image to video, as many renders as you want. So it's when you start using the movie avatar, the real avatar, it starts taking your credits. But you can go ahead and do photo to video as much as you want. So now that we have our script already here, we're going to go to our photos and see how we're doing. See which ones we like. I'll go ahead and download that one. Download. And then, of course, we'll download that one too. So now that that's doing that, they all went to my downloads folder. Not the greatest one, but we already have our voice too. So we go to select voice, which I've already done this one. So I have that one. And then generate. So there's one. And then you just repeat the process. Okay, so there you have it. That's how you end up being able to create something pretty easily, and then you could probably scale that. So I'm not going to go in and on this video and show you how I'm going to edit all that together. I'll just leave it on the end of this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Look, if you're a dog groomer, plumber, landscaper, same business, different uniform. A lead comes in, you reply fast. You book the job. But most owners go, I'll reply later, which is the business owner version of, I'll start my diet Monday. Spoiler, it never happens. Then you're wearing so many hats, you look like a TJ Maxx clearance rack. And your leads, they don't ghost you, they just hired the guy who replied in this decade. So here's the fix. We set up AI that answers instantly, texts back missed calls, and follows up automatically until they're booked. Go to AIBizInspection.com and book a sit down with me. Let the AI do the busy work so you can do the money work.